Hello and welcome to episode number 66 of the Maximizing E-commerce podcast. My name is Kevin, your host, and I'm so glad that you are here because today we are going to be talking about TikTok. So, interesting thing is, as I'm recording this, TikTok's become like more in the news. I don't even follow the news really all that much anymore, but I just do know that TikTok has kind of become in the news, kind of a very controversial subject. Government standpoint, there's been all kinds of rumors about like if TikTok's going to be taken down by the US government. Who knows? But I'm a firm believer of whatever information you have, the things that you can control, focus on those things. And so the things we can control, if you think that TikTok could be advantageous to your business, or if you're not even 100% sure, in fact, really it's more if you're not even 100% sure, if there could be some benefits of TikTok. And so my guest today is someone who argues that TikTok would be something very beneficial for you and for your business. And she is a blue check mark, got millions of views on TikTok, kind of become, for lack of a better word, TikTok famous. Showed my daughter who it was I was speaking to. She got all excited. So if the younger generation is excited about my guests and what my guest is saying, that's a good sign. But if you're not necessarily of the younger generation, you're kind of like me, and you're trying to figure all this stuff out, my guest also explained that there are a lot of people, and that's growing, of folks who are, 30 and above, so to speak. I forget the exact age range she gave. Basically just explaining that there's an audience on TikTok for just about anything. So it was a very good conversation. So let's go ahead and kick it into this interview about TikTok for your business.
All right. So as we're growing our businesses, we're always looking for what is that new channel? So what if you were one of the first people on YouTube, or you were really early on in Facebook? Well, there's, we keep hearing about different social media channels and different ways to get attention to your business as you're looking to grow. And so I'm really excited to have somebody on today who knows about something that I think a lot of us don't know about, and maybe it's just my age. There's a lot of people that know more about it, but I'm really excited to have someone that knows a lot about TikTok. So super excited to have Rachel Pedersen on. Rachel, thanks for being on Maximizing E-commerce.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Kevin.
Yes. So I had seen you speak a couple years ago at the Funnel Hacking Live conference, which is the user conference for ClickFunnels.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time you didn't talk about TikTok, but it seems like all of a sudden I started seeing you in like Social Media Examiner and other places talking about TikTok. And I don't even know if TikTok was even a thing 2 years ago, but now it's like my daughter is constantly like, Daddy, can we watch TikTok videos together? So it's like all the rage now. So tell me a little bit about TikTok.
Let's dive on in for sure.
Yeah.
So TikTok's totally different. I'm sure you've spent some time on the app. I feel like most people browse quite a bit before they're willing to admit, okay, it's time to jump on in for business. So TikTok is basically very similar to Vine. It is comprised of short looping videos that generally speaking can be up to 15 seconds or all the way up to 60 seconds. But still, they're really short videos. So you can create them pretty quickly. Some people do spend a lot of time on the videos. However, what's interesting about TikTok is that there's a lot less perfection and polished exteriors, not just for influencers, but for brands as well. And what I'm finding with TikTok is that, singers, actors, celebrities, brands, businesses are really developing kind of a new wave of customers who are like, oh my gosh, we love this. We're seeing the authentic behind the scenes. It's a new way to totally relate to your customers or clients, or even build in a whole new market.
Nice. So TikTok, it's this new thing. And it's, at the end of the day, whether it's Gary Vaynerchuk coined this phrase or just hear it elsewhere, is that, it's all about attention is the new currency.
Yes.
And so TikTok is giving people attention. And so whenever there's new social media, whether it's MySpace or Friendster or Facebook or Instagram or whatever the new thing is at the time, people always have this little apprehension. I don't get it. This is silly. So walk us through what are some of the numbers on TikTok and like its user base and all that.
For sure. I know some people might be listening thinking, oh, well, I don't want to start a new platform where I'm just going to get a couple hundred more views or whatever, right? So I started TikTok back in February of 2019. And I remember like I started creating videos and I was really struggling, really stumbling because there wasn't anybody to look to as the go-to TikTok expert. Wasn't even talked about hardly by Gary Vaynerchuk. And so
Right.
I started creating these videos. And then one night I created a video before I went to bed. And the next day I woke up and it had 9,000 views when I only had 60 followers. And so I continued creating videos. And a few weeks later, I put out a video. And at this point I had, a couple hundred followers. This video got 50,000 views in the course of a week. And something like really triggered on my radar. Oh my gosh, I think this is a platform where there's huge viral potential, just like any platform when you first start on the platform. And so to give you some context, since February of 2019, I have since gained 260,000 followers. And every week I get anywhere from 1 to 4 million views on my videos.
Per week?
Per week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're kind of like taken aback a little, right?
Yeah. So like YouTube, like to get like 1.4 million views a week, you'd have to have some viral videos or like, it seems like the journey's longer to get there than what you're describing for TikTok. So, okay. So at the end of the day, whether they're searching in to find a keyword or whatever on YouTube, or they're just somehow finding your video on TikTok, you're getting attention. So at the end of the day, now you have their attention. So let's talk a little bit about how do you, one, get the attention and what do you do with it once you have it on TikTok?
For sure. So first and foremost, I want to share, and this is really important, that understanding how attention can be captured is very, very important. But there's something to be said for just getting attention first before you monetize it. And I know that that can be a little bit scary, almost like a gamble. But with the massive upside of TikTok and the ability to literally have no one know who you are today and tomorrow go completely viral, which, by the way, the #1 most followed person on TikTok a year ago, nobody knew who she was. She's 16 years old. Her name is Charli D'Amelio. And she now has over 60 million followers on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
She's like one of the Kardashians.
Literally in 1 year. And she has now danced with J-Lo. She's been on The Tonight Show, The Ellen Show. She's been sponsored now by Prada. She was in Super Bowl commercials. And in fact, the price to sponsor her per post is a rumored $100,000 per video. So
wow.
There's some, really decent upside. So I want to just real fast say, even if you don't clearly see the path to monetization yet, there's a huge opportunity in building up your platform and your fan base on TikTok, even before you figure out that monetization piece. But it's like someone saying, hey, do you want a billboard in Times Square? You would never say like, well, I don't know how to monetize it. You'd be like, yes.
That's true. That's a very
billboard.
good point. Because you got the attention.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of different things that I really thought about as I was starting to get these growing views. But one of the thoughts I had was everyone's going to ask me, how do you monetize? And so I was asked to speak at War Room Mastermind, hosted by Ryan Deiss, who is the founder of Digital Marketer, Roland Frazier, and Perry Belcher. And I was asked to speak on TikTok since I had started to grow a following. Well, around this time, I started seeing these screenshots, or I guess like these comments that we screenshot inside of my Facebook groups for my paid programs. And people would say, I found Rachel on TikTok. And so I joined this program and now I'm super excited. And I was like, oh, people are finding me on TikTok and buying my programs. Okay. But it didn't feel direct enough. I knew people would say, yeah, but how do you know they didn't see you on YouTube first? So I decided to create my very first intentionally monetized TikTok while I was on the stage at the War Room Mastermind.
Okay.
I get on stage and I decided to do literally a 15-second perfect webinar.
Okay.
So I get on stage and I break through some false beliefs in one single TikTok. And
Mm-hmm.
by the end of that War Room Mastermind, I had like 260 comments of people who were like, I'm interested. I'm interested. Yes, tell me more. I need to know. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen. So I directed them to a specific funnel. And within just a couple days, I saw that first sale of $497 come through, $497, of course. And that's when I knew it's on.
Nice. Nice. So
Yeah.
that was all you were attributing it to that video, and you created ways of finding it that other people weren't coming into that funnel otherwise.
No, we set up a separate funnel intentionally because I
Right.
knew that that was going to be something that would come up. And so I was like, let's track it from start to finish. And now today we fill webinars with anywhere from, 200 to 550 people completely from TikTok. So there's that aspect of it, but there's been a trickle down effect on my other social media platforms. For example, YouTube. Do you have a YouTube channel, Kevin?
I do.
It's challenging to grow, right?
Yes. It's not build it and they will just come. It's, it takes a while to get over 1,000 subscribers.
Absolutely. I have to say, I think YouTube is the most challenging platform to grow a following on. And up until fall of 2019, I had, 4,000 subscribers from multiple years, 4 years of building on YouTube, and it just wasn't moving. But I started using TikTok as a platform to even push traffic to my YouTube channel. And before you know it, today I have 31,000 subscribers just about 9 months later.
Wow. So you're attributing some of your YouTube growth to pushing people to it from TikTok?
Without a doubt. And I mean, it's not just, that's the only change that we had, literally, this only change. And so what's awesome is I'm seeing on the comments on YouTube, people are saying, I found you on TikTok. Or, on the videos on TikTok, which I treat as trailers for my YouTube videos, people will say, I'm going to go check this out right now.
Got it.
Yeah.
So how do people go from TikTok to YouTube?
Really good question. So there's several different ways that you can direct people to either YouTube or a lead magnet. You can first and foremost reply to people directly in the comments and just kind of change up your comment every so often so you don't get flagged for spam. You also have the ability to connect your TikTok profile directly to Instagram or to YouTube. So that's an awesome functionality. Now, most people don't have the ability to have a clickable link in their bio yet, but you can have a non-clickable link, and people are used to typing it in and searching for it. So that's one option. Some people do have the option for a clickable link as it rolls out in phases. But there's all kinds of different ways that you can get in touch with people and direct them to that kind of next action step.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's now drill down a little bit more niche into the world of e-commerce. So let's say I've got a water bottle, only because it's right in front of me and it's what I just happen to be thinking of, and you're about to launch it on Amazon. What recommendations for utilizing TikTok might you have for driving sales to your Amazon listing?
For sure. So the very first thing that I would do is know who your audience is. And I know that that's going to sound kind of silly, but I know a lot of times people assume that TikTok is mostly teenagers. Totally natural assumption, because that's usually what we see when we open the app on up. But that being said, there are nearly 1 billion monthly active users on TikTok, and almost 30% of those users are over the age of 30. So know your audience first and foremost. And then what I recommend is actually doing some research. Now, here's where most people get this wrong. They're going to search for like Amazon listing or Amazon seller, but that doesn't make any sense. That's not your ideal audience. Your ideal audience is a hiker, right? Adventurer.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Dog lover, potentially.
Okay. Yeah.
Wino mom, maybe. Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to search for the hashtags that your ideal person uses. And you
Gotcha.
can not only see how many views there are on those hashtags, but you can also find some of the people and kind of start to identify, okay, what type of content is performing well for them. So the very first step before you do anything else on TikTok is spend some time researching, because TikTok is a totally different culture than any other platform.
Right. Gotcha. So what kind of content would you suggest? And maybe it's just because I don't have an account. We were talking offline, but my daughter likes to watch TikTok videos with me. And so we're kind of lurkers. We haven't quite gotten onto the field yet, but we're kind of watching from the sideline on
Yeah.
TikTok. So I kind of have a little bit of idea, but it's a lot of like dances and people doing like these creative things, but someone's saying, well, I'm not creative and I don't want to do dances. How do I get, what do I do for content?
For sure. So the first thing that I recommend is deciding whether or not you want to get creative or dance. Like you want to draw the line in the sand with what feels right and appropriate for you. I'm a big dancer. I like to sing. I like to be goofy. I love having fun. So that's a part of my personality and thus a part of my brand on TikTok.
Sure.
Without a doubt. But if you already know that you don't want to create that type of content, then most of the trending content you see on your For You page is not the type of content you'd want to create. But instead, you can focus on, there's 4 E's that I really follow with all content. And those 4 E's are entertainment, emotion, education, and engagement. And you're going to focus most on educational content. So what I recommend doing is spending a little bit of time writing down what some common questions are that you get from prospects and make a list of those, because that's exactly what you're going to answer in your first, let's say 5 to 10 videos on TikTok. And that's a great place to start.
Okay, gotcha. So basically you just answer, so, whatever, maybe in other reviews for your previous products, your competitors' products, you see what, kind of questions people have, you could answer those questions. Now, just a quick point of clarification. I think I know what you're talking about, but For You page is essentially like the news feed of TikTok, right?
Great question. Yeah. So about 75% of time on TikTok is spent on this crazy feed called the For You page, or the FYP. And basically what's really neat about this is that it is all people you don't know. Sometimes you'll see some content from people you follow, but what TikTok does a great job of doing is interconnecting people who have never connected before on any other social media platform.
Gotcha.
So it's more of an open ecosystem, which is why any of your videos can go super viral, because TikTok's going to put them in front of other people, which is really powerful.
Gotcha. And TikTok, and again, I haven't created my own content yet. So TikTok has the ability where you could, like, I see sometimes like there's like wording on the screen, like a question or, just like a little phrase or something kind of like above someone's head. Is that something you can do in the app?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually edit all of my videos in TikTok. And videos can be edited pretty quickly. I don't do anything fancy. I don't do anything that takes too long, because probably just like you and your listeners, like, we're all busy. We got lives, we got businesses. Some of us have kids. So if it takes too long to edit, I don't do it. I only do things that happen fast. So you can add the text and stickers and actually really cool virtual reality filters and effects onto your videos completely inside of TikTok.
Cool. All right. So if somebody's thinking like, okay, I think I'm ready to do this, what parting wisdom do you have for them to say, okay, go ahead and start your TikTok journey. Here's one thing you should, or 2 things or whatever you think they should know.
Ooh, so the very first thing that you need to know is that TikTok teenagers especially can be absolutely cutthroat. And I remember just last week I was watching on TikTok, and there was like a 45-year-old woman sobbing because the teenagers of TikTok made her cry. And the reason that I want to share this is, how sometimes teenagers can be really mean?
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, even if you think back to high school, teenagers can be mean.
Right.
What I want you to realize is that oftentimes the kids that are lashing out are the ones that are, maybe they're getting bullied at school. Maybe they're hurting or they're grounded to their room with their phone or whatever. So just know you have to have a little bit of a thick skin, but as soon as you kind of check yourself and say, oh, wait a second, this is an 11-year-old or this is a 13-year-old. This isn't an adult that's logical having this conversation. So I would say start out first and foremost with a thick skin and prepare yourself for some crazy comments.
Okay, gotcha. And so it's almost like the bathroom wall, like when I was a kid, except it's now like on TikTok. Okay. Yeah. That's a good point because, sometimes, even in YouTube, you get weird comments and things like that. But I could see if there's a lot of younger kids on there, and they just might think that they're funny and they don't realize there's another human being that's actually going to read that.
Yes, for sure. And I oftentimes find, like, if I say, what do you mean by that? They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you would respond. I'm so sorry. So just kind of go in there with
that's
that
a good
mentality. And then also be okay with the fact that for a while, a lot of the content you're going to create is going to start out a little bit cringy, without a doubt. But you'll find your groove. It takes about a month. And then you're like, okay, this can replace all of my social media platforms.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah. So if somebody wanted to dive deeper down the TikTok rabbit hole with Rachel, where would they go?
Great question. So the first place that you can start is either on my YouTube channel, which if you search for Rachel Pedersen, you can find my YouTube channel with tons of free tutorials, or go to tiktokstarterpack.com/free, and you'll get my free TikTok starter pack.
Awesome. Well, we will make sure to link to both of those in the show notes in the description on YouTube as well. So really appreciate this. This has been an interesting conversation. You got me excited about TikTok.
This is going to be so fun. Kevin, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.